Hi, everybody. I'm Pastor Bill from Open Door Baptist Church in Morehead City, and thanks for coming back for another Word of Encouragement. This is a weekday video series that we produce in order to help us all to put our eyes and our understanding, our mind back onto God's words of encouragement in His Bible, especially during these days of uncertainty, during these days of messaging from the world, which comes at us with despair and doubt and just a great sense of discouragement. Well, today we are going to look at a few different verses throughout the poem of Psalm 64. Psalm 64, a psalm of David, in which he begins here with these words: "O God, hear my voice when I complain. Protect my life from the terror of the enemy. Hide me from the scheming of wicked people, from the mob of evildoers." So that really sets up the tone of this entire psalm. But at this point, we'll skip down to verse 7, where David prays again. "But God will shoot them with arrows. Suddenly they will be wounded. They will be made to stumble, and their own tongues work against them. All who see them will shake their heads. Then everyone will fear and will tell of the works of God, for they will understand what He has done. The righteous one rejoices in the Lord and takes refuge in Him. All those who are upright in heart will offer praise." Well, this is a difficult psalm, really, because of the way that David sets it up from the beginning. We see that this is going to be one of those dark psalms prayed in the moment of discouragement. But these psalms are so important to you and to I when we are in times of trouble in our lives. I just love the fact that we can take encouragement to see a man like David and to be included in the Bible, the phrase, "God, hear my voice when I complain." David found himself in times of his life where he was complaining, just like you and I. And yet, in those times, we do not need to give in to the temptation to hide from God, to say, "Oh, no, God, everything's just fine. You're so kind and you're so giving. I have no complaints in my life." No. If David can come to God with his complaint, then we also should be honest and transparent with God and say, "God, you already know it, but let me pour out my complaint on you and help me during the time of my complaint." Well, this is a great way to come to God in honesty with your complaint. But then also, we'll see here that God is going to bring justice to the wicked. I love the fact that David goes on to say that their own tongues work against them. The tongue, the words of the wicked entrap them and ensnare them and trip them up. But you and I are to be free in the truth, to run strong for God. And then he goes on to say that everyone will fear and everyone will tell about the works of God. This is so important. He ends this whole psalm by saying that those who are upright in heart will offer praise. Do you see the juxtaposition? Do you see the contrast with those who are wicked, whose tongues ensnare them and work against them and entrap them? But you and I are seen here as people who are honest and transparent with our words, and we are those who tell of God's works. We are those who take refuge in Him, and we are those who offer praise from an upright heart. Well, I do hope that this is encouraging to you today, to see David's example, to follow in that, but then also to fear God and to tell others about His works, to offer up your praise to Him today. Be motivated in that as well today.